Do you own a personal electronic die cutter and love to sew? In this video tutorial, we'll show you how to cut fabric for use in applique sewing. Before I get into the video portion of this tutorial, I'd like to give you a few tips for success. Dedicate a new blade just for fabric cutting. Blades that have been used to cut paper will dull quicker and result in a poor fabric cut. Ensure your fabric is secure to the mat. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Do a test cut to ensure blade length and pressure settings are correct. Also, check with the manufacturer of your machine, as they may require special blades or mats. I've used a product called ThermoWeb Heat and Bond Light, and I've ironed this onto the reverse side of the fabric. Once it cooled, I removed the paper backing. Now I'm going to place it on the mat, and to make sure that it's securely on there, I'm using a paper scraper, and I'm just going to run this over the fabric and just get out any wrinkles or air bubbles that may be in there. Once you've got that done, just go ahead and load it into the machine. I have the software open for my cutting machine, and I've already loaded the applique cutting file, and I'm sending that to the machine to be cut. Now I've done my test cuts, and I found that if I do a double cut or a second pass, I seem to get a much cleaner cut. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. So here you can see it's doing the double cut or the second cut right now. Once the cutting is complete, go ahead and remove the mat from the machine. And now for the moment of truth. We'll see if this is cut all the way through. So I'm gently just going to remove the fabric, and it's looking pretty good. And if you do get a few pieces stuck here and there, you can pull them away, or if it looks like it needs a bit more help, just go ahead and use a craft knife. But this cut has come out perfect, and you can see the shape of the leaf here, and we've got the adhesive on the back. I've hooped my fabric and stabilizer, and now I'm stitching out the first portion of the pattern, which is the outline for the applique. Once the machine has finished stitching this out, I'm going to trim away all the jump threads. I'm going to remove the hoop from the machine, but it's very important that you do not remove the fabric from the hoop. So here's the stitch out complete. You can get a better idea of what that looks like. I've gone ahead and placed my hoop on a heat resistant surface, and I'm going to use those outline stitches to place the applique cutout. So just take a few moments to make sure that you've got this all lined up correctly, and then check with the instructions for the heat and bond for the temperature setting of your iron and how long you need to actually hold it down on the applique. Another tip here is to hold the iron rather than iron back and forth. That way you won't mess up the placement. So you can see I held it there for a few seconds, lifted it up, moved to a different portion of the applique. So once that's all done, just let it cool for a second, and then just check at all the points and tips to make sure that they're securely adhered to the base fabric. Okay, let's load this back into the embroidery machine. So now I'm stitching out the tack down line, and this will just do a thin line of stitching just on the inside portion of the cutout, and this will further secure your applique to the base fabric. The final part of the applique will be a satin stitch outline. I do recommend that you use the same thread in the bobbin as you do on the top. We've stitched out the remainder of the pattern using a variegated thread for the leaf veins and then a brown thread for the leaf stem. Use these applique designs in your favorite sewing projects. For example, I combined all four of them and made myself a beautiful wall hanging that also doubles as a table runner. You could use them individually as pot holders or as placemats. I hope you found this video tutorial informative. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us on the web at www.poppyhilldesigns.com. We've got lots of cool things on our website that I think you would enjoy. Thank you for watching.